So hello again, my friends, and it's another stunning evening here in Oxfordshire. Oh my goodness, the weather we've been having is just amazing, and equally frustrating, because unfortunately I had hoped the travel restrictions with this situation would have been somewhat lifted by now, but they're not. And we're still not allowed to travel any further than you can get to in a day and come back the same night, which means overnighting anywhere is still not possible. And for wildlife photography, that makes it kind of difficult, because you require time to get anywhere and set up and scout locations and all of that. So I am back to photographing something for the umpteenth time, or trying to photograph something for the umpteenth time, which, as you've probably guessed, is my barn owl. So sunset tonight is 9:15, and the light is hanging around for longer and longer now as we get into June. It's June 1st today. So I'm hoping that that will give me the best opportunity to try and both see him, photograph him, film him with reasonable light. I'm not at ISO 150,000 or whatever. And yeah. So apologies for the repetition. He has, though, become somewhat of an obsession of mine now, trying to get a decent shot of him, or her, I should say. So we'll see what this evening brings. With any luck, the fact that the evenings are becoming more drawn out and the night time shorter will mean that he's out in light. That's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, we shall see. So I'm just walking down the road to the field where I've seen him a couple of times before, and I'll set my blind up there and wait for the next couple of hours to see if he comes along or anything else. So without boring you with any of the B-roll of me walking backwards and forwards, I shall see you down in the field. See you there. Okay, so I'm down in my usual corner of the field, me and the pheasants. Nothing else really about at the minute. There's a few small birds. Nice to see some swallows about now as well. And that's about it, really. So I have just over an hour to wait until sunset. I've just checked all my settings on the camera for the minute, and I can see all the posts that I want to. So I'm all set, and all I have to do now is sit back, wait, relax, and hope that the barn owl will turn up, and anything else as well would be nice, would be a bonus. So yeah, I shall catch up with you in a little while, hopefully with a barn owl or something else in frame. So I'll see you then. So hello again, and my guess is that this is not the scene that you were expecting to see following the last segment, and I'll explain to you what happened, which is basically that after waiting and waiting for the owl the other night, I gave up waiting, started packing everything away, and no sooner had I rolled up my scrim and put it in the backpack, the owl actually did come along, and he stayed up at the top end of the field though, flew around a few times and then flew off towards the village. So although I got a little bit of footage of him, the light was totally gone and it was all very distant. And so then I really did quit for the night and came home. And then since that night, the weather turned as well, so it's been raining. And I was going to give up entirely on that video and just bin the footage. But then I thought to myself that on the 3 occasions that I have seen the owl, every time he arrives in the field from the same direction, i.e. that top corner of the field, and he always sits on a particular post at the top end of the field. And I thought, well, every time I've tried to capture anything of this owl, it's always well after dark. And even now with the sun setting at 20 past 9, he's still not coming during daylight hours for me to have any hope of getting some decently lit images of him. So I thought, well, why don't I just try and photograph him at night using flash? And basically, if that post is a regular perch for him, then maybe I can wait on the other side of it, which is the road, set up the flash on the wall, and sit in the car as a hide, and wait for him to turn up and land on that post. So that is what I am going to attempt to do this evening. And I'm just arriving now at the top of the field. And I shall position myself exactly opposite the post. Right there. And set up and wait. I have about an hour and 10 minutes or so till sunset. And then, based on previous experience, he normally arrives, I don't know, 15-20 minutes after the sun has gone completely. With any luck, he'll come, land on that post, and I shall get a couple of shots of him with flash, so a nice dark flashlit portrait, hopefully. We'll see, if I'm lucky, that is, and he does come along this particular evening. So yeah, I shall set the flash up on the wall, test it, and make sure everything's firing okay. I've put I've used the transmitter and receiver from my DSLR camera trap, and I'll sit here. Basically, I'll put a scrim over the window and just wait it out here and hope to be lucky. So I shall catch up with you out there. Okay, so this is the location here. So the post is just across the road here. Turning into a lovely evening, considering it was raining earlier, and hopefully it'll hold. So this is the post just here that he sits on every time he comes into this field, and down there in the corner is where I'm normally set up with my my scrim hide, my blind. So I will set up the flash gun on the wall. Let me just do that now. I'll put you down over here and set this up. So I shall try and line this up as best I can with the post and hope that it will light the owl should he come. Okay, so yeah, so hopefully, let me turn around this way so I'm not too silhouetted. So hopefully he'll come along, land on the post, and I'll be across in the car back there, and be able to get a shot of him on here. That's the plan at any rate. We'll see if it works or not. If it doesn't, I'm probably gonna give up on trying to photograph this particular individual, because I think he is just too nocturnal to be photographed in good light conditions. So yeah, the other thing is that this field, slightly not worrying, what's the word, difficult thing, is that this field, as you can see, it's on quite a sharp slope. So from my location across here in the car, if he's below the wall, I won't actually be able to see him. Should he enter the field from a different direction. But normally he flies down the road behind me over this wall, which is the first time that I saw him, and he's done that on three occasions now that I've seen him out. So his nest is probably somewhere over there in one of the farms, and he flies in this direction down here over the wall and onto the post, and then has a fly around the field. So hope he sticks to his routine, because otherwise, like I said, I might not even see him, because I have no view over the actual field from this location just here. Wouldn't it be nice if he came along now with this beautiful light? Okay, so he's just flown over. He didn't stop on the perch, he flew straight into the field. And he's done a circle round that side now. Oh, he's over there. He's on a different post, I don't believe it. And if I move my lens, I'm going to make a noise and scare him off anyway. Okay, he's off that post. Let's see if he comes round again. Okay, he's back on that post again. I can just see the top of his head. It might just be that the car spooked him, but it's parked right here opposite this post, which he normally favours. Oh, and he's off. Let's see. He's gone down the other side now. Whether he'll loop back or he's gone off completely remains to be seen. Because the field is on a steep incline, like I mentioned. So I think he's gone down to the bottom and he's flying along there now. So I see him occasionally when he comes slightly higher. So he's probably now hunting at the bottom of the field, which is where I was hoping to catch him when I set up in the blind down on the field itself. He's back on that post again. He doesn't want to come to this one. I think he's put off by the car. Oh, he's right in front of me. And over the car. Unbelievable. He's flown down the grass verge of the road. Unbelievable, he flew right over the car. So he can't be that put off by it. Okay, back in a bit. Update is that there is no news. It's been 25 minutes or so. What time is it now? 10:05. So it's been half an hour, in fact, since he flew off down the road. And he hasn't made a reappearance here. Probably means that he had no success hunting over this field, so I don't know how likely it is that he might try again if I hang on a bit more. Or if, having made a few flights over, had a few failed dives, and he's given up on this field and gone to other pastures. I've no idea. But what I'm thinking I might do is come back again tomorrow evening, and basically what I'll do is I'll park myself here again in front of this post, and on the other post that he flew to set up the camera trap with the sensor, so if he lands there then that can automatically take some pictures on its own at close range, wide angle lens, because that post is really close to the wall there. So I can set the camera up on the wall with the wide angle. Maybe I'll do that and call it quits for tonight. I think that's what I'll do. Because something tells me that he's not going to come back this way this evening now. Okay, that's what I'll do, and I shall catch up with you tomorrow night. See you then. So, hello again. It's not the next day, as I said it would be. It's a motorbike running around there. It's actually the third evening that I'm trying this again, and I shall explain what has happened for the last couple of nights. And it started off the day immediately after the last segment. I came back and the owl did come along, and he flew in to land on this post as I had hoped. And a lesson to myself, which rather surprised me. The owls, as they come in to land on something, they come in from below and then they sort of break and land like that onto whatever it is they're landing, in this case the post. So he came in low over this incline, so he couldn't see either the top of this wall or behind it. And as he flew up to land on the post, he caught sight of the camera, which really surprised me that he would take such offense to it. So he saw the camera and then flew off. And I managed to record that on the GoPro, which I had set up over here just to be filming the whole scene. And it really surprised me because I didn't expect him to be scared of an inanimate object in that way. And it's a lesson that anything that is foreign, that they don't recognize, that stands out to them as, I mean, he knows this post, he knows this wall, he knows where everything is, what it should look like, and it didn't look right to him, and he flew off. And it was a timely reminder that you really need to be aware of the animals that you're photographing, birds, mammals, whatever, because you're in their environment, and it is important that we don't scare them. So today what I'm going to do is set up in a similar way, slightly lower than I was yesterday, or the day before rather, and I'm going to cover everything with the scrim to try and disguise it. Hopefully that'll be enough of a disguise not to put him off, but we shall see. Anyway, so let me have a quick look. I should also add, the first night actually, when the owl did turn up, he turned up for the first time ever before sunset in broad daylight, and it allowed me a really good view of him, and it also allowed me a decent shot of him as well. Decent, I say decent, it was a grab shot as he flew past, which I shall show you. I got one the first night like that, and then one the second night as well, and that's all I managed on the second night. He didn't approach here at all. He flew down, had a couple of passes, and then flew off again. obviously not spotting any prey. I do hope those motorbikes go away eventually. We'll see. Okay, let me carry on setting this up. In fact, I'll do that and speed through it so that you don't have to sit through it all. I set up the camera here and put some grass on it and everything. The flash is just here and the GoPro is there recording, and my camera sensor, the infrared sensor, is just here to activate the camera and the flash. So I'm hoping that they're disguised enough that they won't spook the owl again, but it's an unknown at this stage, so we'll see if it works, if he comes, if he lands. He's obviously a very sensitive individual and wary of us humans, so hopefully, I think this will probably be the last go I have. It's been 3 weeks that I've been trying in one form or another to get a shot of this owl, I really don't want to disturb him any more than I have to try and get my shots. So whatever happens tonight, that'll be it. And yeah, so I shall get in the car, set up the blind over the window, and I've got a couple of hours wait because I wanted to get here earlier, seeing as he turned up in daylight yesterday and the day before. So yeah, so we'll see how long I have to wait. I shall catch up with you in a little while. Okay, just checking around. The news is that he did fly over his usual route down the road and into the field. And as he flew around, he did one pass only, and I managed to get a couple of shots of him as he made an aborted dive onto something, and they look quite nice. Got a nice wing position. They're not competition winning shots by any means, but they're nice enough, so that was good. It's been a long time since I've been able to get some shots of wildlife, so I'm particularly happy about it. Yeah, no video, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm going to hang on for a little while, just in case he does swing by. I have the camera trap set up on the other post down the wall there, and I'm opposite this post here, should he come back and have a rest on one of these. Hopefully we'll get a shot of him. But yeah, thank you if you've lasted this long into the video. It's been a bit of an epic one, I'm sure. And yeah, thank you for all the subscriptions as well. I'm on 244 as I make this video, so I'm exceptionally grateful for all of your subscriptions. I know it's microscopic in the grand YouTube scheme of things, but it means a lot to me, so thank you all. And if you're new to the channel, I hope that you will subscribe and click the bell icon below for notifications when I upload again. And yeah, also if you've enjoyed watching, please do hit that thumbs up button because it really does help. And hopefully I shall see you all again very soon with another video. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.